fun? What are we doing up here? Okay. The next time I got to go, we waited until our little children were 3, 5, and 7. And Chuck Morgan came to me and said, I'm going to take y'all from Tennessee to Colorado for a week for snow skiing. And the only thing that I can compare that to would be maybe working in a coal mine. I've never worked in a coal mine, but it looks bad. So this is my take on snow skiing. At the mountain, that's where the hoop-de-doo people are. That's where they rent and own and ski in and ski out. And they all look like Bo Derek. Chuck Morgan likes to roll on a budget. He likes to rent an apartment about 3 towns away from the mountain. So we all go out there, and every morning he would get up and start saying, we got to get on that ski lift. I paid all this money. We got to go. We got to get up there. Everybody, and these little children, stunned, wake up. And then I had to get all those little children dressed with all those layers, long underwear, going down a line, trying to get kids dressed, and they were half asleep, flopping. By the time I got them dressed, I feel like I had hoed an acre of tobacco. And then I'd have to make lunch for everybody because 3 chicken tenders cost $45 up on that mountain. And then it'd be time to get on that shuttle to ride up to the mountain. And we'd have to carry everybody's stuff because they were little bitty children. They go, I can't hold my helmet. I can't carry anything. I've lost my gloves. I don't know where anything is. And we would pack like packed mules trying to get everything on that shuttle. And then I'd have to put ski boots on little children. They go, no, Mommy, no, don't put those ski boots on me. And I don't blame them. Have y'all ever had a ski boot on? Every time I've ever put one on, I think, my shins are bleeding. My boots are filling up with blood. I can feel it. Here's one of the memories that I have. This baby child back here that's my makeup artist and travels with me, she says now she's my caregiver. She kind of is. But she has been a joy. That's my 3rd baby. And she's been a joy and so funny, but she's been a booger. She's been a booger, honey. She does what she wants to. She has since she was 18 months old. You can't do a thing with her. And we were skiing. She was probably 4 or 5 that year. And I bought her, a hot pink outfit from Land's End. I was so tickled. And everybody had gone off skiing. It was just me and her. And we were going in the little gondola up to the bunny slope. And it doesn't take long to get up there to that bunny slope. Nobody else was on that gondola. And she starts taking all of her clothes off. Everything. I'm talking everything. In 2 seconds, she's nude. And I go, what are you doing? And she said, my butthole itches. And I remember praying. I remember praying to the Lord and saying, dear Lord, what did I do that was so bad that this is my vacation now? So then I just looked at her and I said, scratch it. We try to go every year because Chuck Morgan and the children love to the top of that mountain. And he looked at me and he goes, you're okay. Okay? You're okay, Mom. You're okay. Let's get down this mountain. I went, no. And he said, you're okay. Everything's fine. I went, no. God spoke to me. He said, no, he didn't. I said, yes, he did. It wasn't an audible voice. It was in my heart. And he did. God spoke to me. And I remember what he said. He said, get off these things, Leanne. That's what he said. And then I think he said, go sit down at that pizza shack for the rest of the week. I was like, okay. Okay, y'all have been darling, and let me tell you, okay, it's 8:30 now. I'm going to have y'all in the bed by 9:15, okay? I'm going to have y'all in the bed. So if y'all got a melatonin or a magnesium in your purse, hold on, give me a few more minutes, and then you can take it. Okay, I've got one more thing to tell y'all, and then y'all can go home, and y'all been precious. Thank y'all for doing this for me. Thank y'all. Okay, Chuck Morgan and I were both raised in church, and I wanted to raise my children in church, and he did too. And I'm not saying that, y'all, to say I raised my children in church. I'm saying to y'all that we are so dysfunctional. We are so messed up and dysfunctional that I don't know what would have happened to us if we had not had the Lord. I mean it. I know. Hallelujah. We have the Lord. But let me tell y'all that I believe that Satan did not want my family to go to church. So he would come to our house every Sunday morning so he could stir up some shit. Chuck Morgan and I would fight every Sunday morning, just like two rabid dogs in the yard. And I'm ashamed to tell y'all that, but this is what we would fight over. I like to be at church because I still had a metabolism and my thyroid was acting right. Okay. So we go to Def Leppard and Journey, and everybody there is our age. And everybody's worried about the snack bar, first of all. And I was too. And I was so hungry, and I noticed that people had big Diet Cokes, like big buckets of Diet Coke, and were sucking on those big buckets of Diet Coke while the concert was going on. And every once in a while, somebody would stand up and then they'd sit back down. Journey has a little bitty feller from another country singing for them, and he's yummy. He looks like a little M&M. You could put him in your pocket. And you could tell he doesn't eat white flour and sugar. And he's singing and doing, he sounds like Steve Perry, but it's not the same. You know, Steve Perry's my boo. So it was like we were going to a tribute concert. But anyway, everybody in the band, besides this little fella, everybody had eaten white flour and sugar, and probably had done dope and drank terrible things, and everybody looked sick, and the bass player looked like somebody I had bought my jewelry from for years, and they were just barely a-going. And then Def Leppard came out, and it was that lead singer, I think he's got thyroid issues. His hair was just thin and didn't have a lux to it, and then I noticed he had little bitty tiny legs and a little pot-belly stomach. But he sang "Put Some Sugar on It," which I hate that mess. I am a Earth, Wind and Fire R&B gal, and I love my Journey, but I was like, this isn't my thing. And my husband every once in a while would go, and then just sit down, because he loves it. But anyway, this little man with the tiny little legs and the thinning hair, and then he had this little bump right here, and I could tell that's a hernia. He's got a hernia. That he hadn't had time to get it fixed. He hadn't had time to put a mesh in. And you could just see it. It looks like my stomach, because I've had a hernia, but I've had mine fixed. And I thought, oh, bless his heart. But he'd do, and he'd prop a little thin, frail leg up on something. Oh, I thought, isn't it funny how things have changed since I went to concerts when I was 20? Everybody was walking out like this because everybody had inflammation in their feet. because he is now since married and gone off with his wife and her people. And that's what boys do. They cling to their wife. That's biblical. He said to me, Mom, she is now my immediate family. You are my extended. That's what he said to me right before they got married. And he said, Mom, that's biblical. I'm supposed to cling to my wife. And I thought, why did I show him the Bible? Well, he has always been spiritually mature. We call him our little Billy Graham. My husband and I, we didn't do it. God did it. I'm full of sin. Okay. I've been washed in the blood, but I've been a horrible, horrible person. Not too bad, but okay. So this baby has been just like an old man all of his life. Let me give you an example. He had a little girlfriend in high school, and he would go over to her house and they'd watch movies. And he came home one night and he used to tell me everything. And I said, what y'all been doing? He said, well, we've been watching television and kissing on the couch. And I said, okay, baby, okay. That's all right. That's normal. But I said, before you know it, you've got your hand on somebody's leg, your arm around, and things can get out of control. And I just say, slow it down. He looked at me like I was crazy. And he said, Mom, I've prayed about this. Nothing like that's going to happen. And I know he meant that. And all I could think of to myself was some of the nastiest things I ever did. Was at the Adams United Methodist Youth Fellowship on a hayride. I don't know what it was about hay that set me on fire. I wish it did now.